Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here, coming at you from the Knife Center, and today we're looking at the top 15 Swiss Army knives that are the best for anything you could possibly need. So while a Swiss Army knife may never replace an entire toolbox, the fact of the matter is they're just too darn useful of an object to not have around. On top of that, they're just plain cool, am I right? But that said, they have a very extensive lineup, so how do you pick the Swiss Army knife that's right for you with the implements that are going to help you in your daily life? Now, the names of many of their models can help guide you, but in my opinion, they're not always right. What do I mean by that? Let's get into it. Well, let's start off with what, in my opinion, is kind of like the basic, most recommendable Swiss Army knife, in my opinion, and that is the Explorer. And I kind of put this into sort of the urban everyday carry category. If you're not heading outdoors, you don't have any like super specialized needs, the Explorer is the knife I would pick. Comes in about 65 bucks right now. And let me show you the things that it has that most Swiss Army knives have. First, you get two blades, a larger and a smaller pen blade. Basic stainless steel, not gonna light the world on fire in terms of outright performance, but they are very easy to maintain. We've also got the combo of the cap lifter and can opener, each with screw driving tips, flathead over here of course, and also small Phillips head screws can be turned with the tip of the can opener right there. This particular model comes with some things that really help out in just generic everyday urban life, a small pair of scissors, which is quite handy, and then the standout implements for this knife here are these two things right here. You've got a magnifying glass, which can be great for magnifying small print, and you've got a three-dimensional Phillips head driver, which can actually be used in line, which is fairly rare amongst the Victorinox lineup actually. On the back side, you've got a couple tools, including an awl, a hook, and a corkscrew, which you can actually use to hold some accessories as well, such as small eyeglass screwdrivers and some other things that are available. And then of course, the toothpick and tweezers. Who doesn't love those? Now coming up a close second for just the urban everyday carry king is the Victorinox Compact. And there are gonna be some folks who are gonna say this should win. And because it's such a good item, we're gonna give it its own category. This is great for the minimalist EDC. They come in about 59 bucks. You do get the large blade, but instead of the small blade and instead of the cap lifter and can opener, where the small blade would usually sit, you get the combo tool, which will open bottles, will also open tin cans. It can do your flathead driving, and using the tip right here, it actually works on number 2 Phillips screws as well. Not quite as easily as the inline Phillips driver on the Explorer, however. I think more folks are going to appreciate that, which is why it gets the first place nod here. But the rest of the implements here really give you the most, pared down tool density while covering the widest amount of stuff possible on a Swiss Army knife this size, in my opinion. You've got the pair of scissors, quite nice. You've got the toothpick and tweezers, you've got the corkscrew with an eyeglass screwdriver, you've got the parcel hook, which in this case, not in the Explorer's case however, has a small nail file, which is very cool. And then in addition to the toothpick and tweezers, we've also got a pressurized ballpoint pen. Lots of stuff going on for this knife right here in a very compact space. Maybe I should hold the knife upside right, huh? Category 3, if you're looking for something a little more upscale, a gentleman's knife or a formal knife per se, there is a Victorinox for you here as well, and that is the Cadet. Now the A-LOX handles here, they are made out of aluminum and they're just plain classy. They're also a little bit more durable than the standard Celador or red plastic scales that standard Swiss Army knives come with. 45 bucks for the Cadet, you get the main blade, you get the cap lifter and can opener, and then instead of the small pen blade, you get a nail file with a fingernail cleaner. Great for keeping you looking your best while the knife itself looks its best as well. Super nice, super slim as well, so it's gonna carry nice and flat and not be too bulky in a pair of dress slacks. All right, beyond just your normal everyday carry, a lot of folks like to take a Swiss Army knife camping. And this is where I think sometimes the Swiss Army knife names, the Victorinox names, don't always line up with the best option. So what is the best option for the camper? It is not, in my opinion, the Victorinox camper, it's the Victorinox Huntsman right here. They come in about 52 bucks. You get the pair of blades, the can opener and cap lifter, you get the scissors, and you get a nice wood saw as well, which is, come on, you're heading out camping, you want to be able to saw wood quite cleanly. And as far as these pocket-sized folding multi-tool saws go, Victorinox is right there amongst the best, if not leading the pack. Very good stuff. Backside, you've got the awl. Very good for working on leather projects and other types of things in the outdoors. You get the parcel hook, you get the corkscrew. Bonus of a corkscrew in an outdoor scenario, even if you're not bringing a bottle of wine, these are great for untying knots or improvising a handle for other tools you may be building out. Plus they make a small fire starter that'll fit inside here too, which is a nice bonus. There's a few different colors of this model available. The blue one in particular, I think is great for an outdoor Swiss Army knife because it's easy to see if you drop it. Certainly easier than some of the other options in the Huntsman range, especially since some of them are camouflaged. Now, other outdoor pursuits, maybe slightly different than camping. Hiking is another one, and I do think it's worth splitting these two things up. So that's our fifth category. And the best option is not the Victorinox hiker, in my opinion. It is the EvoGrip S17. Now, already some folks are saying, hey, that's too heavy, too bulky. There's a lot slimmer, a lot lighter Swiss Army knives out there. But the reason I want to go with this is because it combines enough other things, I think, to offset some of that weight a little bit. They are more pricey. This is a $73 Swiss Army knife, and it may be your only knife if you're going camping. Now, for me, I'd probably take a fixed blade too, but some people are gonna have that mindset they don't wanna carry anything else. So I would go with this because you have a locking blade, which is quite nice. You've also got rubberized inserts for extra traction. You don't wanna lose your tool when you're out in the middle of nowhere and don't have a way to replenish things for yourself. Beyond that, you've got almost the same loadout as the Huntsman. Scissors, saw, can opener, cap lifter. You've got no parcel hook, but you do have the awl and the corkscrew on the back. Instead of the small blade, you do have the nail file, however, and given as this is a multi-purpose thing while you're hiking, personal hygiene, that's going to help you out a little bit more than some other options. Now, this next knife is also a favorite amongst outdoor circles, and indeed there's a lot of overlap between these, and yeah, you can have fun carrying any of them. But if you're looking for a Swiss Army knife to pack in a survival kit, maybe you're building out something that is going to be there for you in an emergency, the one I like to go for, or recommend at least, is the Victorinox Farmer. The reason being, you've got more durable A-lock scales. These are even thicker than on the Cadet, so you've got a stronger tool. The blade itself is stronger. You've got the can opener and cap lifter. You've got a scraper / reamer right here. No hole in there to be in all, but hey, it still works. You've also got that small wood saw, which again works great. But beyond that, this is a model that really prioritizes strength and practicality. Doesn't have so much that it's going to take up much needed and very important room for other gear. Always important when you're building a survival kit. Now this next one is even a narrower niche, but we'll get into some broader stuff here. What's the best Swiss Army knife for bushcraft? Yes, there's definitely overlap with what we've looked at before, but this is a top 15 list, and I needed that 15th category in there somewhere. So we're gonna talk about the Forester with the wood handles. And that really just fits the kind of bushcrafty outdoor vibe. It has a more natural feel, because bushcraft is kind of a lifestyle, not just the tool. You also get a longer blade, plain edged, great for versatile uses, great for carving, great for some food prep. You get a longer saw, which is gonna come in great during those bushcraft projects. Then you've got the cap lifter and can openers. The blade itself locks, as you can see as well. Great for safety, awl and corkscrew on the back. Now, what about collectability? Certainly always a fun thing in the Victorinox community. And if you're gonna focus in on just one model, it's gotta be the Classic or the Classic SD, in my opinion. Two reasons especially why. One is variety. We've got standard or translucent colors, custom printed graphics. These KnifeCenter exclusive Lila Ray Dragon art pieces I think are especially cool. You've got fancier versions like this Damasteel version right here. Standard A-locks, fancier A-locks like these Precious series right here. The variety is nearly endless, and they're coming out with special edition stuff for this series every year. Gotta collect them all, right? The other cool thing is they're generally affordable. They start at about 24 bucks, and while some versions like this Damasteel one can get quite pricey, I mean, that's coming up on $250 for that one right there. They're easy to get. There's a lot out there to get. So the Classic SD, the keychain sized, their most popular keychain sized knife is the way to go. But is it the best keychain Swiss Army knife for you to buy? That's our next category, and I'm gonna say no. Shocker. Longtime viewers of this channel will already know, because I've said this before, the Rambler is going to be just general day-to-day, more useful, or a little bit more easy to use and more versatile than the classic SD. Primary reason, more than anything else, is the blade opens away from the key ring. So you can keep it on your keychain and cut something, whereas on the classic series, it opens towards the key ring. Makes it a little bit trickier to use. Beyond that, the Rambler has the same things that the classic does, plus one extra feature. You've got the nail file here with the small small flathead screwdriver on the tip. You've got the pair of scissors. You've got the toothpick and tweezers, and the tool it brings to the table that the classic does not is this combo tool with a small 3D Phillips, a cap lifter, and a wire stripper notch, all built in. And the price on these is pretty nice as well, coming in at 35 bucks. Keychain, of course, is a very handy place to carry a Swiss Army knife if you, in fact, carry a keychain. Most folks, however, carry a wallet, and Victorinox actually makes one of, in my opinion, the best wallet multi-tools on the market with their SwissCard series, and the SwissCard Lite is, I think, the best of the bunch. 52 bucks. Now, this Lite version gets its name from the small flashlight, which, quite honestly, is kind of useless. Most people's cell phones are going to be way more useful when bringing light to bear, but it's the other tools, I think, that make it stand out versus the other SwissCard series. You do have a small fixed blade knife, great letter or package opener. You've got a pair of scissors. You've got that magnifying lens. You've got a set of tweezers and ballpoint pen and pin on this one. And this really cool 4-way screwdriver dongle right here. 2 Phillips and 2 flathead sizes, which the standard SwissCard lacks and is just plain cool. All right, what about the best Swiss Army knife for someone who travels a lot? That would be, right now at least, the Victorinox Jetsetter. Although Victorinox is working on more bladeless multi-tools that will be joining the lineup of bladed tools in the future, right now the Jetsetter is it. It's basically what a Rambler would be if you took away the blade and nail file. You get the scissors and that combo tool and toothpick and tweezers, $24 for this implement right here. And while you may lack a blade, the scissors can be folded out like so and used to kind of score open boxes or packages that way in a pinch. You really can actually do deceptively a lot with this small little tool, even without that blade. And the nice thing about not having a blade, of course, for that person who travels, is that's going to be a lot more acceptable going through sensitive areas such as airplane security. This next one is also good for travelers, but does have a blade. So we're creating a category for this, the personal hygiene Swiss Army knife. Stick with me, folks. That would be the Swiss Army NailClip series. It's got the same tools as the classic, including the blade that opens towards, the keyring there. But you also have an actual full-fledged set of fingernail clippers. This is a great thing to throw in a suitcase. If you're checking your bag on an airplane, this should present no issues, even with the blade there. Or if you're going places by car, awesome option to keep things minimal in your loadout while still maintaining a lot of personal grooming stuff for yourself. All right, for these last 3 categories, 13, 14, and 15, we're gonna get into what I consider some of Victorinox's most serious tools. And the first is for the person who likes to fiddle with things or likes to tinker with things. And this is another one where the namesake tinker in Victorinox's lineup is the wrong answer. I'm gonna go with the Cybertool 34, which is the only one left in the Cybertool series right now. This is pricey, comes in at 135 bucks, but this is a great little pocket toolkit for fiddling with electronics or just other small stuff you're gonna encounter day to day. You get the pair of blades, you get the cap lifter and can opener, you get the pair of scissors, you get a small set of pliers, which not great for turning most bolts, but it is a nice little set of strong grippers. You've also got a very cool bit driver setup right here. You can see it's got the arm here, which will snap into the 90-degree position or work inline. And you've got right there a 2-sided 4mm bit and 3 more double-sided bits in the carriage right here, giving you some Torx, flathead, Phillips, and hex drivers all in one. And if you've got a source for those 4mm bits with a little detent ball that you can carry alongside it, world is your oyster. So for the tinker out there, look past the tinker, go for the Cybertool. What about a tactical Swiss Army knife? Now this is one where we've got a real world confirmation essentially. You've got the one-hand soldier. This right here is the standard issue to the Swiss Army right now. So this is the Swiss Armiest of Swiss Army knives right now. It comes in 70 bucks, one-hand opening blade, which is quite nice. And this is not really a fighting implement. That's not its intent right here. This is the utility thing that the soldier is going to have on them that's going to allow them to execute the rest of their mission. Longer blade, serrated out near the front, which is going to be great for eating, as well as other fibrous materials like rope and that sort of thing. Locking blade is quite nice. And then it's basically the Forester. You've got the saw, you've got the can opener and cap lifter. No corkscrew, but you do have the Phillips driver here on the back, giving you some T-handle style torque, which is quite a nice thing as well. No toothpick and tweezers on this one either. And last but not least, what is like the true, like the hardest working Swiss Army knife? The one that's great for tradespeople, great for folks who are in construction, or anyone who, you know, gets their hands dirty for a living. We've got to go with the SwissTool series. Honestly, pick any one you like, but I'm going to show the Spirit segment of the series here especially. They start at about 145 bucks. You've got fold-out pliers and an actual shape to the handles that mimic a real set of pliers. You've got that ergonomic curve to them, which makes them very comfortable to actuate, very nice to use, and very unlikely to pinch you while you are using it. And on top of that, you've just got, I won't get into all of them, you've got a fantastic array of screwdrivers and files and saws and blades and scissors, all high quality stuff. Bonus points for this if you get the versions like this one here that come with extra stuff. The price goes up a little bit as well, but here is the sheath that this Spirit X comes in, and as you can see, extra stuff. We've got a corkscrew with the mini driver. Not so much a hard working element, but it's nice. Slots right into the handle there. But it also comes with these. You've got a ratchet that'll hold a bit here at the back or in the ratcheting end. You've got an extension for said ratchet, which is quite nice. And this bit rail comes with 6 bits, but you can put as many as 10 in there, whichever ones you like. This is almost a full belt-sized toolkit. And the advantage of splitting up the pliers from your additional driver is you can actually grip something from one side, hold it still while you turn from the other, which is something that comes up, but something you can't really do with any other type of Swiss Army knife without bringing other tools along with you too. Well, there we go, folks. These are the top 15 Swiss Army knives that I would recommend for any of these uses right here. Other stuff is great too, but these things I think rise to the top. What do you think? Did I get any of these wrong? Are there any segments you think I missed that are worthy of discussion? Drop them down in the comments below, and to get your hands on any of these ones right here, check out the links in the description to take you to KnifeCenter.com. While you're there, don't forget about our long-running Knife Rewards program, because the least thing we can do when you buy one of our Swiss Army knives today, or anything else for that matter, is give you some free money to spend on your next one. I'm David C. Anderson from the Knife Center, signing off. See you next time.